Howie Mandel ain't got nothing on Brian Gregory.
Get that stuff out of here. It's Southwest Bias.
Hello and welcome into another Southwest Bias, brought to you by our friends at the Husband and Wife Law Team. If you've had a serious injury, call the Husband and Wife Law Team first at 602-783-8841 or visit their website at thehusbandandwifelawteam.com. And we are live from Studio K, brought to you by our friends at Circle K. Become a member of the Inner Circle today by downloading the Circle K app for free. We've talked about learning lessons on this program and how bad I am at it. But guess what? Sometimes you have to. And this weekend, I'm going to have to learn because I am watching my daughter for 5 straight days by myself. And I'm going to have to learn every lesson I have not learned as a girl dad yet. That's right. I'm going to have to learn a lot. And I have over the years. And guess what? The Phoenix Suns have too. They've learned their lessons. This summer proved that they've learned a lot of them. And this roster has shown that they've learned a lot of them in terms of what it takes to construct things, how important vibes and culture are, how important the approach to the game is and the coach on the sideline is. And they also learned how important it is to have an owner that has set a vision that actually creates alignment. Yeah, I had to do it, all right? But when you look at this, they have proven, and Matt Ishbia in particular has proven, that he learned the lessons from the Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal trades, that chasing names does not guarantee success. All it guarantees is that you're going to pay a whole hell of a lot of money. But it does not mean that you're going to get wins. It does not mean that you're going to get championships. What it does mean is that you can mess up a good thing. And that lesson seems to have permeated throughout the organization. New general manager Brian Gregory took an approach that was measured this year and made the trades that were necessary to getting guys that fit a very specific mold. Jordan Ott has coached these guys in a very specific way with a very specific mentality. And they know that you have to have the certain kind of character guys, the certain kind of approach to win like this. And that's why you're going to hear a lot of names thrown out over the next few weeks. A lot of guys demanding trades, a lot of big names on the move. We've already seen Trae Young, John Morant's going to go. Anthony Davis is probably going to get traded. Lots of big names. Heck, you may see Giannis go. They may even be a surprise name we don't know about. But I think the Phoenix Suns have finally realized that going, quote unquote, big game hunting isn't the approach that's going to help them. And that's why this morning, when Jonathan Kuminga demanded a trade from the Golden State Warriors because he officially became eligible, I had faith and some insight that they're not going to go after him. Sure, their names were tied to him this offseason, and I think they were kicking tires. They were trying to figure out who they wanted to be, how they got young talent, and what they were trying to do. And I think over the last few months, a lot of things have revealed themselves. A, the Suns' culture is way too important to mess with, especially in a move that brings in an extremely talented young player, but a guy that does not fit the culture. I understand it was not a great situation in Golden State for him, as Coach Steve Kerr reportedly didn't want him to be drafted. He had one of the Wagner brothers that he wanted instead of Kuminga in that draft, and they didn't pull the trigger. They got Kuminga instead. And that he's had a tough time staying in the rotation in part because of that. But what we've learned is players can have the right attitude in those situations, can approach things the right way. It doesn't seem that Jonathan Kuminga had done that. Plus, he's never really reached his potential. Do you really want to take a swing on a guy like that? Use what little assets you have to bring him in, then have to sign him to a long-term contract as well without fully knowing what's going to happen? Do you really want to mess with this chemistry experiment that the Phoenix Suns have going on right now? You ever try to get like the pH balance right in a pool? Like the whole thing, it's like this dance that you got to do where you're slowly trying to adjust things, and then you get it perfect. The Phoenix Suns are at that perfect measurement in terms of their balance on the roster from a continuity standpoint, from a culture standpoint. Why throw a giant rock in that calm pond and start ripples? Does not make sense right now. And that was what Jonathan Kuminga would be. And sure, you could buy low. You could get a guy at an all-time low in terms of the assets it's going to cost you. But I wouldn't do it. And the Suns aren't going to do it either. And yeah, there's these fake rumors and this AI slop that you're seeing online that suggests Ja Morant. No. The Phoenix Suns would never trade for Ja Morant and put him in this situation. If you want a culture killer, you have it right there. You really want to inject that into what the Suns have got going? Hell no. You're not ponying up to the table and doing anything crazy. Now, I will say this, and I know this for a fact, that the Suns are willing to make moves if they believe it truly makes them better. That's always their number one priority as a team, a front office, an ownership group, is they will spend the money if they truly believe it will make them better. But I don't think there's any big money play to be had here. And they're not afraid of the tax. Let's be very clear. There's been some intimation that, they might not want. They're not afraid of the tax. If they think that they can win and win at a high level, they'll dive right back into that tax. But they're not going to do it just to do it, to pound their chest and go, we spent money. They'll do it if it makes sense. I think there could be some minor moves, things on the fringes. I'm willing to almost guarantee that Nick Richards is gone, and it may just be for a couple second-round picks or 1 second-round pick to drop you below that tax threshold, or maybe you get a guy with a lesser contract that helps get you closer to that. But people pound the table. Oh, are we going to make Jamari Bouye a full contract? All these things. And again, not unless you probably make a move, so you make that salary up. I'm okay with moves on the margins. I'm okay with not messing with a good thing. Quality basketball can be fragile. Go ask the 2013-14 Suns that won 48 games, and then the bottom completely dropped out the next year because they messed with too much of the chemistry, brought in Isaiah Thomas, and all hell broke loose. Not saying that's Isaiah Thomas's fault, but you mess with a good thing too much, and you will run into problems. Some would argue that's exactly what happened with the 2021 NBA Finals team. You blew it up too early is what a lot of people will say. That was another very balanced approach to building a team. You don't need to go big game hunting. You don't need to go big name hunting. You do not need another big name. Jalen Green, as I talked about earlier in the week, will be just like getting that great guy that comes back or it comes into your organization and gives you that injection of offense and some of the things that you're missing. He's the young guy that you're going to add. It's going to cost you no assets. This team will maybe find a way to bolster up a few things on the margins, but do not expect anything more than that. If something more than that happens because some crazy opportunity presents itself, somebody goes Nico Harrison and offers some otherworldly player for a price you can't deny, yeah, they're taking that phone call, but they're not actively going to go do something stupid just because, you know what, that name looks good on the marquee. Because there have been plenty of good names on that marquee, and then all the damn light bulbs on that thing burned out real quick. The Phoenix Suns are committed to winning. The Phoenix Suns will do what they feel it takes to win, even if that's spending money. But they're not going to make a dumb move just because they feel like they need another name. But maybe that's just my Southwest bias. We welcome in the mustache behind the Mac, Shane Diefenbach. Full screen.
Just took over for a second.
Full screen, Shane.
Crazy.
Shane,
hello.
I've been offered Jonathan Kuminga for you. Would you make the deal?
What's the salary match?
I mean,
is it what I'm making right now? Because that's not going to work.
No, it's slightly higher. You still make what you make over with Golden State, but
I have an NTC, so
so
I will not waive it.
You will not waive it. Okay, well, good to know. Suns won't be trying to make any big moves or big name chasing. You okay with that?
Yeah, I don't think they should. You have to see what Jalen Green looks like, and it stinks that he's not gonna. You're not gonna have a big enough sample size to see what it looks like, and you might not have any sample size with Booker being out now. So yeah, I don't think you can. I just think it would be foolish to make a deal right now that would alter your team in a major way. Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I don't. To your point, I don't see how any of it would make sense. As Kara says, we need you, Jalen. I mean, that's true. They do need Jalen. And Book's Journey 1 says, if Jalen comes back and Malawatch can figure things out, it'd be great. Certainly would be. Rasheer Fleming's high on that list for me as well. Would like Rasheer to figure that out. Also, when you look at it, I also want to just shout out all the bias in the chat. Really appreciate you being here today for the program. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you become a member of the Supporters Club as well. $5 a month. I hate when they say less than a cup of coffee, because usually somebody's talking about 27 cents, and a cup of coffee hasn't been that cheap in a very long time. But $5 is less than what you're usually paying for some mocha double, triple frappuccino, fairy, sprinkle drink.
What?
Yeah,
fairy sprinkle drink.
Yeah, you never been to one of those places that there's like a million names for. I'm just getting a milkshake essentially with a shot of coffee in it. Is what people are ordering. Yeah, you can become a member of the Supporters Club for less than that. You unlock emojis, exclusive videos, and so much more. A couple other things on the docket here before we get to our halftime performance. You can cross John Harbaugh off the list. I know, doesn't come as a surprise. We hang the banner. They had the phone call. They flirted a little bit. At least they were able to get the digits, but they were not able to get the man. And that's for sure. He's going to wind up going to the Giants for a reported $100 million over 5 years. That $20 million that he wanted. Now, I don't know if the Cardinals ever had a realistic shot, but the fact that they did not even get the interview is a slight depressing. Like, let's be honest. The Giants are a bigger name because they play in New York. They have a better pedigree in the past, but they're a dumpster fire of an organization right now. They've had all sorts of problems, all sorts of injuries, all sorts of issues. But somehow they got it done. Somehow they ponied up and they made the pitch. Where are the Cardinals?
I think that's a little unfair.
No, I'm not saying that the Cardinals should have done that with.
Yeah, but comparing the dysfunction between the Cardinals and the Giants, who are in New York.
Yeah, I mean, New York
have a storied history.
New York washes everything clean. It's why the Jets still get cracks at things because, it's New York City, which really, no, you're in New Jersey, all right? Let's be honest. You're in the swamplands of New Jersey. Sure, you're right across the river from New York, but don't let that name fool you. You're in New Jersey, and I can say that because my father and my wife are from New Jersey, and I've been to New Jersey. So let's not act like it is not New York City. Now, I'm sure John Harbaugh can live in New York City or some New York suburb and just commute to New Jersey, but let's not act like you're in New York. But my bigger point is the Cardinals are going to have to pony up for somebody. You're going to have to show up to the dance and actually make your pitch to somebody that actually is worth having around here. And they have yet to do that. We've heard some minor interviews. They can't even get Robert Saleh to come to the Valley for an interview yet. Not even come to the Valley for an interview. I think he's in Tennessee interviewing. But, we haven't seen him here. Has not had that official interview. The Cardinals fan base needs some good news, because the longer they wait, if they don't get a Robert Saleh interview, you're going, okay, are you waiting for Clint Kubiak? Or are we really waiting for Vance Joseph? Are we really hoping that Vance Joseph is the guy? I hope not, because I'm going to get sick if that's the case. And then the other note, no word on if Devin Booker will play tonight against Detroit.
Yeah, there is. He's out.
Did he? When did that come out? Did that just come out?
20 minutes ago.
Devin Booker's out. All right. He was questionable coming into this show. He's out now. No surprise there. That was a pretty brutal ankle injury. I'm not surprised that he's out. That thing's probably swollen more than, well, we're not going to make that joke. But, just think ankles and swollen. You'll get there. And so Devin
I'm going to make you elaborate.
Nope, not elaborating.
Tracy.
Not elaborating.
Tracy.
My wife says, I'm not from New Jersey. I was born there. You were born there. All right. That's technically your birth certificate's from New Jersey. You are from New Jersey. You grew up in Chicago. You're from New Jersey. And New Jersey is swampland. Devin Booker going to be out. Not a surprise. That was a pretty brutal ankle injury. Would not surprise me if he's out on Saturday against the Knicks. And guess what? I said it yesterday. They're 1-2 without him. They averaged 98.3 points without him. People say, well, that was the Rockets and the Thunder when they were both on heaters. Point being, you play who you play, and they have not played well without Devin Booker. Colin Gillespie, Dylan Brooks, they're all going to have to step up tonight. Grayson Allen's going to have to step up. This team's going to have to find other ways. And Jordan Knott's mentality is you do whatever is in front of you and you take care of business. Well, guess what? Tonight, you're going to have to take care of business against one of the best teams in the East without the guy that's been your catalyst on offense. So find it, dig deep, and figure out how to make that offense work without Devin Booker. Because we talked about yesterday, we got that preview of life without Devin Booker, and we thought it could be worse. You're going to get a full-fledged show of life without Devin Booker tonight. And you're going to have to hope that that's just a small amount of time that he's going to miss. We got a big halftime show for you. Mega Ran, our friend, is performing live right now. Have you been in a serious accident and suffered a serious injury? Even if you haven't, you should be thinking about it, because if that happens, you have to do your research and find the right lawyer. If you don't, it could actually cause more pain, at least mentally, for you than you're already suffering. And that's why the husband and wife law team, Mark and Alexis Breyer, are who you need to turn to. Do the research yourself. I've looked into them, and they are the real deal. They are from Arizona. They believe in taking care of the client. You are their main priority. They are ready to go to trial if it's required. They are prepared to do what is necessary, and they are certified in serious injury and wrongful death law. Only 1% of lawyers in the Arizona State Bar are, and their group is. So you know you're getting taken care of. Plus, if you need to talk to your lawyer, they guarantee you can. So if you've had a serious injury, call the husband and wife law team first at 602-783-8841 or visit their website and the link in our show notes and tell them PHNX sent you. And Circle K, it's fuel day at Circle K. Boo, 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 boo. You know I stopped there. I got my code 0. I saved 40 cents off per gallon today. Just because I'm a member of the Inner Circle, you can too. From now until 11:59 p.m. at participating locations, you can save 40 cents off per gallon just by signing up to be a member of the Inner Circle. Super easy. Download that Circle K app on your phone. If you haven't already, I don't know why, but download it. Sign up by putting in a little bit of information, and bam, you're going to save 40 cents off per gallon. But that's not all. Once you sign up, 25 cents off per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups. Then 3 cents off per gallon after that. Then 5 cents when you hit that mustache behind the Mac level, plus 79-cent Polar Pops, 99-cent Frosters, and other fantastic deals. So become a member of the Inner Circle today by downloading that Circle K app. Terms and conditions apply like everything in life. At participating locations, visit CircleK.com for details. Man, what a halftime concert.
I've seen that man perform 5,000 times, and it never gets old.
That was probably the best
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You got to love it. I hope you all enjoyed that halftime show as well. Fantastic.
So much pyro. It's crazy.
And in a
fireworks budget
2-minute
was insane.
show, how you had that much pyro.
It's crazy to have a medley like that in 2 minutes.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. This is obviously the mayor, Derek Montilla. It is Thursday, but the two of us aren't going to scream at each other. This is not a throwdown Thursday. I will shake your hand.
Yeah.
We're going to put aside
after
everything.
He finally loses one, right?
We're gonna
right? Yeah.
You've noticed we haven't done it.
Cancel the whole thing
Man,
just because I finally win one.
Next week, I'll kick your ass. Don't worry. But I had to welcome you in. First, before we get into why you're here, your thoughts on the Suns. Should they not make a big move? Should they avoid the names? That's where I'm at. I don't want them to go after
I honestly think that this is one of those situations for me where it kind of reminds me of that good team. That team that, with Mikal Bridges and Cam and all that, right? Like, I just don't know why you would mess with the chemistry when the formula that you figured out is working so well. Like, I get you might feel like there's ways that you need to add to this team, but I can't help but feel like a lot of those ways are just guys getting healthy, which now we are without Devin Booker, right? So I don't know. I mean, it's difficult because essentially when you are trying to contend for a championship, you get to that level where you know who your core is and you believe in your core, but you feel like if you add one or two pieces to that core that you will actually be a championship contender. And I mean, it's safe to say that the Suns are far outperforming anything any of us really imagined from.
And don't fall for false hope. We've seen that
no.
far too. No, I'm not saying in terms of believing in them. I'm saying if you're a front office trying to make some move that you think, the championship this year when you may just be mortgaging your future.
I mean, how many times have they said, like, this is one of the best locker rooms that they've ever been in? Several players on this team have said that, including Devin Booker. So, like, don't mess with that.
Yeah. I have you here because we share a love for something, a very big love.
Yes.
For Shane.
Is it me?
Yes, it is. It is for the mustache man.
Definitely.
It is for brilliant facial hair.
Yeah, that's
there's
right.
too many mustaches in this room.
Yeah.
This is like heated rivalry in here right now. Anyway,
settle down.
We do
Settle
share
down.
our love. We do share our love for something other than Shane as
That
well,
is true.
and other than Damon Dog and our whole production staff. We share a love for hats, and today is international or national or one of those things.
Whatever day they get us to go out and buy the thing, it's that day.
It's a day. Well, we don't need an international day to buy hats.
Yeah, we get these two guys.
Combined, we probably have 200 hats.
Combined,
we probably have 300 hats. So that is that. I want to talk about it.
Sure.
Diamondbacks have had a lot of hats over the years.
They have,
and some have been good, some have been bad.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite all-time Diamondbacks hat?
My favorite all-time, even though I'm wearing this one right now, my favorite is kind of the variation of this, which is the original purple on purple with the A. Like, there's few things in our sports heritage and history that were perfect. The Kachina jersey.
Yes.
And
hated at the beginning.
We all, yes.
But brilliant when you came to appreciate it.
Did you hate it because...
I didn't hate it, but a lot of people
it was hated, I think, because of, again, like, people... It was so non-traditional to sports, and it really just put the whole, like, what the entire valley was about in our face. And I just feel like at that time in '96, we weren't as proud of being, like, a city and a culture as we are now, right?
Did you know the Coyote was shaped as an A? Because they were Phoenix, but they wanted to represent the state too.
See, yeah, that's amazing. It's just like this guy with the it's a snake head turned sideways, and so like the original purple,
most people don't realize that.
Yeah, that the A is a snake that's pointed down. The tongue in the middle is a tongue, but like again, the copper.
Here, I can give a visual because I happen to bring the same hat. I was going to bring this up, but there's your snake as the
yeah. And honestly, it's like the copper, the teal, the purple, everything worked so well together. And it's hard not to get past those old hats because, again, that's my number one. And then my number two is the black hat with the snake D that was made out of copper. When I still see that logo, like Damon was wearing an old shirt yesterday, and it had the little copper flecks in the D even on the shirt. And I was like, why did we ever abandon this beautiful?
I hate that D.
You do?
I hate that D.
You hate the D?
So much.
That's crazy.
Yes, so much. It's
What-
not like he did right.
All right. Well, what's yours?
Espo, have you even watched it yet?
That's tonight's binge watch.
Yeah.
Well, the missus.
I don't think you've watched it yet.
Uh,
Clearly haven't.
I hated the hat you're wearing originally.
The milkman hat?
The milkman hat
Yeah.
or the ice cream man hat.
Ice cream man hat.
Ice
Yeah, this
cream
was like
man
the
hat.
first one that came out, right?
It was.
Ice cream man.
It
Milkman's,
was. And
Milkman's a gallon.
they wore it briefly in their first season.
They did.
And it went away. I actually think that this is moving up my list of all-time hats. One, because it did have such a short shelf life, and
Sure.
a lot of people don't know
Yep.
that it was a D-backs hat. But it's actually a damn clean hat. Now, I'm terrible at wearing white hats. I showed you mine because I didn't know you were going to wear it. And I haven't worn that thing because I wreck white hats with how I sweat a lot. Let's just call it like that. But I think this is one of my favorites. But I don't know. The traditional one you talked about is up there.
Yeah.
I think they've lacked, though. I don't think the Diamondbacks have had particularly great hats. I love the snakehead logo that was originally the side patch on the inaugural season.
Yeah.
And then that went on. Sometimes it was batting practice hats. It's made its appearance in
I do
different
like
places.
that logo quite a bit. I love that one.
Yeah,
But
I think that one was the one with the most character to me.
it's like they don't really want to get too crazy from the traditional formula. It's either the A, it's either the D. At least with the Serpientes one, like the new one, they did the snake Serpientes. And the new City Connect, like purple and teal, really popped. Like I know they're a different one. I still prefer the old school purple and teal, but I do like that they went in kind of a different direction with the color and didn't just go back to the traditional purple and teal.
Can we agree that the DB logo that they put on, it wasn't an official hat, but
it was like a snake head.
Yeah, but it looked
lowercase
like
d, lowercase b.
it looked like a cross section of something from health class
Yeah.
in high school. Like
they've tried a lot of different things with their hats for sure, but I do like the new jerseys and uniforms and hats. Right,
I think they're a nice combo.
Yeah, the current hat, with again the Arizona A on it, that's black with the teal and everything. That one would probably be my third favorite hat overall.
The red D with the teal, it's a nice touch. They're better than where we had been with the
very much
snakeskin gradient. There were a lot
never
of
bring up the gradient.
A lot of bad choices.
Let's not do that.
I want to talk minor league hats, though, and in particular
Sure.
Diamondbacks minor league hats. I will make one caveat. The greatest hat in Phoenix history is this one. This is a variation.
I won't.
But the Firebirds
argue with that.
logo on a hat will never be beaten.
It's just so sick. And I mean, again, it's such a Phoenix logo. It's such a well done logo. Like it's incredible. It's one of my favorites. But the Diamondbacks have some great minor league teams in their organization. They also have one of the most boring in the Reno Aces.
Yes, the Aces suck.
The Aces have tried so hard to do so many different things, and it's just amazing to me how they just layer boring on top of boring. They'll be like, oh, we're coming out with like this old school, we were the Silver Foxes, and I'm like, okay, cool. And like they literally went with a old school 1800s like logo and design, and I was like, you went too far back.
Way too far back.
You ventured too far back. But
especially like Reno, there's so many cool things you could do with
so
the Reno
many cool
Aces.
things.
You could have been the Reno dealers.
Yeah, like they did like the biggest little city, so they had BLC as their like thing, and even that was just like, I mean, I don't know. Why? I mean, the Reno 911 is right there. That's all I'm saying. Maybe I'm just.
They have to wear the short hot pants. For every game.
Do a full uni like that, but.
Hillsboro Hops is fun.
Them and the Sod Poodles, they both have incredible logos, incredible hats. But the Sod Poodles the Hops, I mean, if you're a beer lover, it's so perfect. Their mascot's named Barley. Everything they put out there is just good. The colors are good, like a kind of a little lime green or like electric green, and then blue. And I mean, it's
what
a
was
good
the
combo.
Sod Poodles side brand with the cows? The calf fries?
Oh, it was the calf fries. Yes, it was calf fries, which, as you may know, are bull balls that are fried and served as a delicacy.
If you have not seen that hat and that logo, go look it up.
Yeah.
It's a cow sitting in a frying pan.
Yes.
It's spectacular.
And then the complimentary logo is CF, but as fried food.
Testes.
I'll just say fried food.
One of my favorites, and they're now extinct. I've got the Allen Zinter nesting doll here, the Sidewinders, the S.
Yeah.
I was going to wear that hat today, but apparently it shrunk and it did not fit my head.
We need an
morning.
office. We need an office hat stretcher.
I have a hat stretcher. I just didn't realize it. That is one of my favorite. The curled S logo. It was a fun take on, you were a secondary snake brand, so you had to go with something unique. Yeah. Loved that.
And that's why I like the Serpentis S. It reminds me definitely of that, the one that they have the hat for, the City Connect jersey.
All right, I cooked up a little something. Actually, Shane cooked up a little something for us. We are going to blind rank Arizona Diamondbacks hats. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
We are going to have to agree, though.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll do this as a team. We can get this figured out. What do we got, Shane?
All right. So we got 5 hats, picked them at random. Tried to get a little variation in the colors, the logos, and the time they were worn.
Okay.
So I'm just going to pick one randomly. We'll start with the black and teal.
Ooh.
I feel like you can't go any lower than 3 with this one.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a classic look. It's clean.
Yeah, but you don't want to go too high with it because there could be some bangers left. I'm okay with 3. I like 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the safe place to put that.
All right. The next one, all Sedona red with the D.
This is the newer one?
Yep, this is the one they're currently wearing.
You and I both like this hat. You were a fan of like the Diamondbacks like away jerseys that match this one.
I think it's a 2.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's 2.
I agree.
Now I'm gonna regret it because we're probably gonna have like 2 real bangers, and we're gonna have to put one of them at 4. But I think that goes there. Yeah. Oh, Aaron's and Book saying those should be 4 and 5.
No, I like that one.
All right, Shane. What do we got?
The all purple.
Oh, that's easy. That's number 1.
That's 1.
That's 1. I mean, again, like you said, we are totally going to regret this overall. Yeah. But that's definitely.
I'm a sucker for purple.
This is my one also.
Yeah,
it is fantastic.
I'm a sucker for purple. It's unique. It screams the old days.
Well, and if Shane hits us with a gradient, at least we're covered.
I don't think Shane's going to hit us with a gradient. I think
sand.
Sand.
5. It looks like a burlap sack for the head.
I mean, I own this hat and wear it quite often, and I still agree that it's a 5. Like, it's just so...
It's bland.
It's not inspired.
The whole uniform was bland.
And I didn't hate that at first, considering how outrageous their color schemes and jerseys typically are. But with time, the beige became a different shade of yellow that you don't want your stuff to be.
Yeah.
And that's what... When you put it in the hands of fanatics... You really screwed up.
I think you guys did a really good job, though. I think I would switch these last 2.
Okay.
I think this is the worst logo in sports.
Oh, I love that logo.
Boo, Shane. That's a bad take. Boo. If I could, I'd move everything down and put that at 2.
Are you serious?
I love that.
The only thing that bites more than the snake is Shane right now.
Chat, back me up here. This logo stinks.
In baseball.
It looks like the most generic team logo that you would see.
This would be like in MLB The Show already.
Yes.
As like a pre-made logo.
That's why it's a secondary logo. It's not the main logo.
So bad.
Right, well, it goes in 4 regardless of what we
Aaron says, I love sand.
I like sand too. I build castles all the time.
Yeah,
I loved it when I was in elementary school.
Would be furious with us putting that one at 5. I know it. But
Sean DePaz. I would not trust fashion advice from our former
every
producer.
single member, everything that you own.
So I think I would switch 3 and 2, but everything else is probably good, and I would switch 5 and 4.
See, I think this proves our expertise in this.
Yeah, no,
in this
we know
area.
what we're talking about.
Chat, you like this logo?
Yes.
Yeah.
I always have, and maybe it's because
and the red and teal.
It was from. Maybe it's because it's from the inaugural season, and I have a soft spot for it.
Yeah.
But it was the inaugural season patch, different coloring.
Yeah,
but,
the coloring is what throws me.
Okay. I can give you that. But look, I had to bring you in because this is an area of our expertise. And when other hat news comes up, you're a hat news correspondent. He may be the mayor of PHNX, but he is the governor of Hat Town. Right? And so this man rules the hat world. He is more than me, and he knows it well.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Always a pleasure. He's Derek Montilla. Follow him at Captain Caveman. That's Cap with a Caveman with a K.
Cap underscore Caveman.
Cap underscore Caveman.
Follow me on
I don't.
Media.
I don't. I know him as Derek or the mayor of PHNX. Cap Caveman. That was an old cartoon that I didn't watch back in the day. So that is another edition of Southwest Bias in the books. Big thank you to the mustache behind the Mac, Shane Diefenbach. Follow him at Shane Dief. You can follow the program at PHNX _sports. You can follow me at Espo. And remember, you got to have a good hat. Otherwise, your head's going to be naked. Ahoy, hoy.
We all silly like the mayor.